All right, everyone. So, The Batman, a movie that has been heavily anticipated by a lot of people, a movie directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson as the Batman or Bruce Wayne, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon, and of course, Paul Dano as this movie's antagonist, the Riddler. Now, you probably know that this movie was really anticipated by a lot of people. A lot of people have been heavily looking forward to this movie, especially when the trailer started coming out. It just got people more and more excited for this movie. Now, this video is going to be spoiler free, so if you have not seen the movie, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to give you my overall general thoughts on the movie. Did I like it? Did I hate it? What did I like? What did I not like? And do I think this movie is actually worth all the hype? And do I think it's worth paying the price of admission to go see it in the theaters? I'm going to talk about that in this video. But again, like I said, no spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, let me start with the things that I did like about this movie. I did like the performances. I thought the performances were good, except for one, and I'll kind of get to that. I did think Robert Pattinson was really good in this movie. Andy Serkis, I forgot to mention him, who plays Alfred, was also really good. Zoe Kravitz, I thought was good as Catwoman. Jeffrey Wright was good. Again, the performances were not bad in this movie, is what I'm trying to say. Now, when it comes to the actual story, I liked most of it. There are things about the story that I didn't like, and I'll save that for the section of this video where I talk about the things that I didn't like. The things that I did like the detective aspect of it. I know that's been something that a lot of people have been looking forward to, seeing Batman actually be a detective. I did like that element of this movie. I did like that you actually get to see Batman looking at clues, trying to solve the case. I did really like that. I do think we have been kind of deprived of that in previous live action iterations of the Batman. We did get a lot of it in Batman the Animated Series, but we didn't get a lot of it in any of the live action adaptations. At least, I don't know, maybe there's some out there that one out there that I didn't see, but I have seen most of them, and I don't remember that being a big part of the movies. So I did really like that they actually had that be a focus in this movie. And let's see, what else did I like? Oh yeah, Gotham. I really liked how they portrayed Gotham in this movie, that it's this dingy hellhole full of just these horrible people, and you're wondering, like, why would anyone want to live there? Gotham is very much a character in this movie. I know a lot of people who have seen the movie have also said that, and I do agree with them. Gotham is indeed a character in this movie, and I did really like how they portrayed it in this film. All right, so excuse me, let me talk about the things that I didn't like. I mentioned that there was one performance that I wasn't really a big fan of, and that's Paul Dano's iteration of the Riddler. I didn't like how they wrote the Riddler in this movie. I didn't really like it, especially towards the third act. Again, without going into spoilers, but let's just say in the first two acts of the movie, they portray the Riddler in a certain way, but then in the third act, it completely changes, and it just took me out of the movie. I don't know why they chose to go in that direction, and like my theory is that maybe there was like a different ending planned, a different ending filmed, but then maybe they probably didn't like it, so they went back and changed it. Because I do remember hearing that there were some rumors of possible like reshoots. I think they did kind of announce that, yeah, they were going back to do reshoots. I wonder if maybe the third act was it, because it really did feel different from the first two acts of the film. It didn't feel like it flowed naturally from the second act into the third act. And one example of that is how they portray Batman. Again, without going into spoilers, I'm going to be as vague as possible, but they portray Batman a certain way in the first hour and a half of the movie, and then for the next hour and a half, he's portrayed a bit differently. And again, if you saw the movie, maybe you'll know what I mean. And if you did see it, don't leave any spoilers in the comments. But yeah, they kind of change how he is within like the next hour and a half of the movie. So not exactly within the first act, a little bit into the second act, and then definitely in the third act, but mostly towards the third act. The third act, I was just not a fan of it in this movie. I really didn't like it. I didn't like the direction that they went towards. I didn't like certain decisions that they made. There was just a lot of things, a lot of decisions made by characters that just made me confused. Like, wait, why are they doing this? This doesn't really make a lot of sense. And one of those, like I said in previously, I don't like how they wrote the Riddler. Like, the Riddler makes certain decisions that don't really, it leaves you feeling confused. It leaves you feeling or asking yourself, why did you do this? Like, what was your motivation for doing this? Why did you even think this in the first place? And again, I'm trying to be as vague as possible. Like, I can't really go into it without going into spoilers. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a spoiler video if you guys want me to, where I can go into detail about a lot of the things that I didn't like. But yeah, for this, I'm going to be as vague as possible because, like I said, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, because I know there's a lot of people out there who really want to see this movie who probably haven't seen it yet. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of the third act, how they portrayed certain characters during like the second half of the movie. Wasn't a fan of it. So do I think this movie is worth going into like going to see in the theaters? I mean, for some, yes. I guess it depends. If you're someone who's really looking forward to this movie, if you like what you've been hearing about this movie, I think for you it probably is worth going to see in the theater. I do think you're probably really going to enjoy this movie. But if you've been, see, because I went into this, I was apprehensive about this movie. I didn't know how, I wasn't really all that excited. And if you were like me, I I think you might want to wait until this movie's available on streaming. Again, that's just my opinion. You if you disagree with me, that's fine. If you still want to go see it in the theater, hey, I'm not going to blame you. It's your money. You're free to do whatever the hell you want with it. But for me personally, whether someone should go see it in the theater or not, like I said, I think it depends on who you are. If you've been really looking forward to this movie, I would say, you know what, it's your money, go see it in the theater. There's a higher chance that you might like it, because like I said, me personally, I was apprehensive about the movie. I wasn't sure, the trailers didn't really grab me, so I kind of walked away thinking, I mean, there's things that I like, there's a lot of things I didn't like, and ultimately I came away thinking, yeah, this wasn't really worth the price of admission. For me personally, again, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not going to presume to speak for someone else. For me, this wasn't worth seeing in the theater. I feel like I could have waited to see this on streaming. And if I wasn't going to do this review, I probably wouldn't have gone to see it in the theater. Now, is it as good as a lot of people say it is? Well, if you by this review, you probably already know. In my opinion, I don't think this movie's as good as a lot of people are making it out to be. I think people are way overblowing, are blowing out of proportion just how good this movie actually is. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I don't think this movie's as good as a lot of people are saying it is. There are people out there who are saying it's better than The Dark Knight, or it's better than Batman Begins. In my opinion, again, the answer to that is no. It's not better than Batman Begins. It's not better than The Dark Knight. It's not better than Batman 89. In my opinion, definitely not better than Batman Returns. If better than Batman and Robin, I will say that, and better than Batman Forever, though then again, it's not really that hard to be better than those movies. So yeah, definitely better than Batman Returns and Batman, or no, not Batman Returns, Batman Forever, excuse me. Batman Returns is better than this movie. And definitely better than Batman and Robin. And yeah, so that's, I think I said everything I wanted to say. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. If you saw the movie, just let me know whether you liked it or didn't like it. Please do not spoil it for anyone who has not seen the movie, guys, please. Okay, no spoilers. And let me know whether you agree with me. If you did see the movie, do you agree that, do you think that this movie is worth seeing in the theater, or do you think people should just wait until it's available on streaming and you can just watch it there? Or maybe it's available on Blu-ray and you can just buy it and you can just watch it there, and no need to rush to see this in the theater. Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Again, please, no spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. And while you're here, consider leaving a like, sharing this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, guys. We are really close to 1,000 subs. We are at the 980 subscriber mark. We're only 20 away from 1,000. If you're watching this and if you enjoy my channel and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And with all that out of the way, thank you so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you for my next movie review. Bye for now.